Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nelo, and I love you guys so much. You know I love you, right? And I know you love me too. And if you don't love me, don't worry, my own love will be enough for the both of us. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to cut a simple senator. Yeah, it's very simple and easy. Okay, so this is the fabric I'll be making use of. As you can see, the front is shorter than the back. The back panel is 4 inches longer than the front. Okay, and to know the width you are going to fold is the highest measurement, the highest circumference, divide by 4 plus your sewing allowance. Okay, so in my case, some people their tummy is bigger than their chest. In my case, the tummy and the chest is the same thing, which is 44, and then 44 divided by 2 is 11 inches plus 2 inches for sewing allowance. So what I fold is 13 inches for both the front and the back, and the length I'm working with is 40. All right, plus 2 inches for folding allowance, making it 42. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do next is to pull this front upward, okay, to meet with the back. As you can see, it's 4 inches longer than the front panel. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, and they are both on fold, okay, so I'm going to pull this upward to meet with the back panel like so. Okay, so you make sure they both align properly. Okay, as you can see the down parts, did you see what I mean? So I pull the front to meet up with the back, okay, at the upper part. And what I'm going to do now is to mark my shoulder slant. Okay, so I'm actually making this for an adult and not children, not a kid. It's for adults. Okay, so I'm going to mark shoulder slant of 2 inches downward. Okay, please guys, click on the subscribe button below if you've not done so, and turn on the notification bell so as to be notified each time your girl upload a video. Okay, and also check out my other videos. If you've not watched any of them, you're gonna love them. Okay, so now I'm trying to set the camera so you guys could see what I'm doing clearly. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark my shoulder slant, which is going to be 2 inches. Okay, so from this point I'm trying to arrange. I don't have light, I would have loved to iron this out so that it will look neat and not shifting. So I have marked the 2 inches downward, and I'm going to connect it up to that edge like so. Okay, so that is my shoulder slant, and I'm going to cut it out now. Okay, so after cutting the shoulder slant, what I'm going to do is to pull the front panel downward to meet with the back at the hemline. Okay, at the hem point, I'm going to pull the upper one, the front panel, down this point. Okay, so I'm going to pull it down like this, okay, to meet with the back panel at the hem point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is to fold this back panel like so to meet up with the front with like half an inch. Okay, it should overlap the front with like half an inch. Okay, if you have iron, you can iron this at this point. So I kind of ironed it with local iron because there is no light at the moment. So you kind of overlap the front with half an inch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to mark my shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 18 inches divided by 2, making it 9 inch. And then I'm going to that 9 inch, I'm going to add half an inch for joining of the sleeve. Okay, so I'm marking 9.5 instead of 9. The shoulder is 18 divided by 2 is 9 inches plus half inch for joining of the sleeve. And then the neck width I'm working with is 2.5 and the neck depth is 4 inches because the neck I am working with is 15.5. Yeah, the neck depth I'm working with, the neck circumference I'm working with is 15.5. Okay, so if yours is below that, maybe like 14 or something, you can use 3.5 down as your neck depth. Okay, so I'm trying to cross check what I did, what I marked there, and then I'm going to curve out the neckline like so. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my armhole depth, which is 9 inch. Okay, so I'm marking the 9 here, and I am just going to draw a straight line from that shoulder down to the chest line, which is the armhole line, like so. Okay, so there is no need of taking my circumference because I've already cut out everything I needed, the circumference plus sewing allowance. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is to get the midpoint of this armhole line, which is going to be 4.5, and I'm going to go in by half an inch like so. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a straight line here to enable me curve the armhole properly. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to curve out my armhole. Remember I said I folded this fabric and then I cut out exactly what I need for the shirt. Okay, the circumference I'm working with is 40 divided by 4, which is 11. 44 divided by 4, which is 11, and then I added 2 inches for sewing allowance, which is 13. So what I folded was 13, and 13 is exactly what I need. I am not going to cut out anything again from it. And then after curving my armhole, I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cut the neck. Start from the front panel. Don't cut through the back panel. Put your scissors under the front panel and then you cut it through just like the way I'm doing. So guys, I forgot to measure the neck, even though it's already too late because I've started cutting already, but thank God it corresponds. This is 8, and remember I told you that mine was 8 is 16, but mine was 15.5. Is not bad, it's still okay. So like I said, if your neck is 14, you could use 3.5 as your neck depth. Okay, all right guys, so I'm cutting the neck. Just cut the way I'm doing. Don't cut through the back. You cut from the front panel or anyhow you feel like cutting it. Just make sure you cut your neck properly. And then I'm cutting the armhole. Both the back and the front panel is the same thing. I cut the same. Okay, like so. And that is all for this senator shirt, guys. So easy and simple. Okay, it's very easy and simple to cut. And then now I may put inner pocket on this shirt, so I'm going to mark it out. From this armhole area, I'm going to mark 9.5 inch downward, which is the waistline, or you can use 9 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to notch that area. I'm going to notch that point like so. Okay, so from there I'm going to mark 7 inches downward, which is normal for pocket size. Okay, it's 7 inches, so I'm going to notch there also. And that is going to be all for the senator shirt. Okay, as you can see guys, it's very easy and simple to cut. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the sleeve. So guys, I'm actually managing this material because it's not really enough. So the armhole is 18, so what I'm supposed to fold here actually is like 11 or 10.5, but it's just 10. So let's see if we can manage it. I'm supposed to add 2 inches to the armhole. The armhole is 18 divided by 2, making it 9, plus 2 inches is supposed to be 11. So I'm supposed to add 2 inches for sewing allowance to this sleeve. But because I don't have that, and I'm minusing 4 inches from this sleeve because it's going to have curve, and the length is 25 plus 1 inch for joining of the curve and also joining of the sleeve to the dress, and then I'm doing 5 inches downward as the cap of my sleeve. Okay, so here I mark 5 inches downward. This point I am drawing a line is 5 inches down for the sleeve cap. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little curve. Okay, so I'm curving out the sleeve now. Right guys, so let me kind of measure it and see what I have. This is 12. So let me measure the armhole of the shirt to see if it kind of correspond. Okay, so before I cut it, I want to measure the armhole of the dress to see how far. Guys, this is 13. But anyhow, we are going to manage this sleeve anyhow at all because the clients needed a long sleeve and I'm kind of managing the fabric, managing the material, so we're going to use it that way. And then now I'm going to mark the bicep measurement circumference, which is 18, sorry, yeah, no, 16 divided by 2 is 8 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. All right, and then on the at the wrist is 10 divided by 2 is 5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, making it 6. All right, so I'm covering the sleeve. Just connect it with kind of, I don't want to use my ruler, so I just want to use freehand to do it. Freehand is kind of faster, and also for the benefit of those who don't have the pattern master or ruler. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the sleeve. Remember I said the sleeve length is 25 and then I minus 4 inches from the 25 because it's going to have a cuff. So I used 21 instead of 25 inches, okay? And then on the 25 inches, 21 inches, I added the 1 inch for joining of the cuff and joining of the sleeve to the dress. So what I cut is 22 inches, okay? So guys, my mind is still not at ease with this sleeve because of the fabric is not enough. I'm still trying to measure to see if I could get it right. So anyhow is going to correspond, I pray. Okay, so guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the facing for the back. So this is the fabric I'm going to use, and then I'm just going to kind of place the the back panel on top of the pieces, and then I'll trace out the neck. Okay, So guys, if you want to see the sewing tutorial, do let me know on the comment section, or better still, go check out how to sew a little boy senator. It's the same process, no difference, okay? It's just the same process of sewing. The only difference there is the cutting, okay? And then I'm going to be marking 5 inches downward from the neckline. That is going to serve as the facing, plus 1 inch for folding of the facing and turning of the neck of this. So it's going to be 6 inches. Okay, normal facing length is 5 inch, but I added 1 inch for folding of the facing and also the neckline, turning of the neckline. Okay, and the next thing we're going to be cutting, guys, is the placket. So the placket
is 2.5-inch width on fold and 18 or 20 inches long. Okay, this is because the shirt I'm making is a long shirt. Okay, so the placket is going to be long.
And the width is 2.5 inch. When you open it, it's going to be 5 inches. 2.5 inch is on fold, okay? So when you open it, it's going to be 5 inches. The length, like I said, 20 or 18 inch. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next tutorial. I love you guys so much. Thanks for your support. Please hit the like button, like this video. Subscribe if you've not done so. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.